Ian, you were at the press conference with Joseph Olelenku, beg your pardon, Joseph Nkaiseri, as well as the Inspector General Boynet. What is the latest coming out of that?
Well, Namo, if I can just start before I go into the press conference, the situation is very tense right now. Actually, half of town is all deserted, and then there's quite a number of ambulances making movement in and out of the Garissa University. We cannot confirm whether those are some of the victims or what is happening. But now, as from right now, we're actually taking cover because we can hear quite a number of gunshots. If I can liken this situation, it's just not quite too far from what we saw during West. This, as we can see right now, it's a hostage situation. The multi-agency combining the police force and also the Kenya Defense Forces are also trying their best to, they have secured the area, so they're trying to corner the gunmen and try to save perhaps some of the people who've been trapped within the school. As we've also managed to understand is that 17 people have so far died and at least 60 people have been injured. Namu, that is what we have so far, and also what came from the press conference earlier on, that is from Joseph Nkaiseri and Joseph Boynet. They said that they've managed to secure the school, and the gunmen have been trapped towards one side of the school. Namu.
All right. You say that the terrorists have been pushed into one area of the college. If I got you correctly, Ian.
Yes, that is what we are getting right now, that they have managed to push the terrorists to at least one corner of the school. Another thing we also don't know at this point is that how many students are still hostage within the university. That's a number that is quite unclear now.
All right, so the numbers of who are still inside that college are unclear. Was there any clarity about who is leading the attack from Joseph Nkaiseri or Joseph Boynet? Who are the troops or the boots on the grounds leading that counter-offensive against the Al-Shabaab?
Well, we did not get that, but what we have, from what we can see, is that most of the operation is being done by the Kenya Defense Forces. They seem to be the ones in charge of this particular operation with the assistance of the Kenya Police Service.
All right. What of the victims of the attack? You mentioned that the death toll, unfortunately, has risen to 17. How are the emergency responses to that attack dealing with the scale of those who are injured as well as those who might be fighting for their lives right now? Have you been able to visit the Garissa District Hospital?
Yes, our correspondent Hamza Yusuf had the chance to visit the hospital just earlier on, and a number of the casualties are being attended to right there. And then we also have a joint effort for the emergency response service by the Kenya Red Cross. We also have the Garissa Hospital, we've spotted the ambulances transporting some of the victims to Garissa Hospital. I'm also made to understand that some of the victims have been transferred to Nairobi. Namu.
All right, tell us a bit more about the person who has been arrested in connection with this attack, that coming out of the press conference with Joseph Nkaiseri that you attended. Did they describe who this person may have been and what he was doing in that area?
Namu, actually, they did not describe this because details as to the suspects or the people behind this attack is a bit scanty. Remember, Nkaiseri and Boynet are trying to manage their information quite well. So this is some of the questions which I'll try to be answering throughout the day. Namu?
All right. The university's academic staff union wants the government to evacuate all lecturers allegedly locked up by bandits or have the staff withdrawn. Are we getting any representations from WASU on the situation there? What are they saying? Have you been able to speak to them?
At this point, we've not been able to talk to anyone. In fact, Namu, right now, we are being asked to move away a couple of meters away from the scene. We have the Kenya Defense Forces officers asking us to step back. Maybe we can get back to you in a few minutes just after clearing the scene.
All right. Many thanks, Ian Wafula. Ian Wafula joining us there from Garissa County, right outside, or at least 100 meters outside of Garissa University College, where that siege on the campus is still ongoing. Reports of heavy gunfire up until this moment and explosions, but that the terrorists have been pushed into one corner of that university campus, according to reports coming from the Internal Security Ministry and the police, having spoken to Ian Wafula just a few short moments ago.